Greetings.
Greetings. Welcome to Film Gazers, a podcast focusing on the science fiction, horror, fantasy trinity, and 20th century entertainment. I'm Steph.
I'm Jess. We're cousins/besties. Join us as we reminisce, discuss, and review films from our childhood.
Da-da-da.
It's our theme song.
Yeah. Meowdy.
Meowdy.
So we are still in the dog days of summer, guys.
Dick days of summer.
It is
hot as dick.
It is like fucking hot. Like we have been under extreme heat advisories for what, 2 weeks now? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been like 2 weeks. It is just the humidity. I mean, I feel like every episode that we record during every summer, this is how it goes.
We're like the humidity.
We're dying. And it's the humidities.
You can't breathe.
Can't scream.
If you can't breathe,
you can't scream. But yeah, it's been pretty miserable weather-wise. So this was a very accurate theme this month.
Yes.
So with that, what have you been watching and doing to survive the heat?
Not a whole lot outside, I'll tell you that. A new season of Kitchen Nightmares came on. It's on TV.
Nice. Ooh.
Yeah, it's actually, there's 3 new seasons. I'm on the current one, which is like new as of, it's still being released this year.
Oh, hell yeah.
Episodes come out every Tuesday.
That's one that Andrew and I will definitely have to pick back up. We went and binged all of those. What was it, just a year or 2 ago?
Yeah. And then I was going between watching that, and then I picked back up, was another one of his, like Undercover or something. Like Undercover, where it's literally Kitchen Nightmares, but he's watching them under surveillance.
Yeah.
He's watching them from a van outside the restaurant.
I really enjoyed the like hotel ones he did. Actually hotel in the UK. Yeah, when he was doing the ones over there.
Yeah. I just love Gordon Ramsay. I know I talk about him all the time.
I know. I still gotta try. I saw that he had some TV dinners and I bought some, but I haven't ate them yet.
That is so funny because that totally reminds me of Ratatouille, which me and Gabe just watched the other day.
I know you watched it like twice, right? You said
that was a while ago. That was okay. Ago. We watched it again the other day. There's a few he likes to watch on rotation.
Repeat. What I find funny is Gordon Ramsay would talk so much shit about frozen food for only him to make his own frozen food brand later. I'm like, if you ever had any inkling that you were going to want to do that, you should not have talked the shit you did about
frozen. Yeah. I think he just talked more about serving frozen food in a restaurant.
Well, that's true, but he
like
still
not eating it at home.
It tastes like shit. Like either way, so.
He's like, eat my shit food. If you're eating shit food, you might as well eat my shit food.
You're gonna eat frozen shit.
Eat my frozen shit. I'll try it.
Yeah, I was like, I'll give it a try.
Give him my money.
And if it's worse than a hungry man, I will drag him on the internet.
Yeah, because you can't really get worse than a hungry man.
Right.
That's basically like an adult kid cuisine. Doesn't have a brownie in there and everything.
I think so. Or like the
pudding cup.
Or the banquets. Like those are pretty rough too.
Those I prefer over a hungry man.
I do too.
The chicken tastes better.
I like the little turkey meal. I used to eat that one all the time when I was poor.
The mac and cheese is pretty good.
That's hilarious. So what else have you been up to besides the Kitchen Nightmares?
Still got the kittens. Just 2 of them now. We got 2 kittens left.
Oh, well, yeah, you'll see how it goes. They won't be kittens for much longer.
No, they're supposed to get fixed on this coming Tuesday, actually.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, either way, then, even if you get stuck with them, I guess at least they're still fixed.
Yeah, I was like, at least they'll be fixed. Whatever.
Yeah.
What's 2 more at this point?
Yeah, we had babysat our friend whom we babysat. The cat was yours.
Yeah, the one he got from me.
Yeah. Her name's Anya now, so we cat sit her while he was on a business trip. And she's so sweet. Yeah, she's gotten much more friendly because we've watched her a few times where he's had to go out of town. So she's getting more used to it. And he travels a lot with her. Like he has one of those like cat backpack things.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah. So she's a little adventure cat now. So yeah, that was fun. The cats are being real cute today too here. They're all cuddly.
You know what's funny? Our mutual friend, Ashley, me and Stephanie's mutual friend, she also has a cat that I gave her.
Yeah.
And that cat is on a harness. They take it for walks. It loves car rides. It'll sit like on top of the passenger seat.
Oh my goodness. It's so funny. I know we have a cat that was also yours.
Yes.
O'Malley.
I have given cats. You get a cat. You get a cat.
It's like you're the Oprah of cats.
I'm the Oprah of cats.
Oh, that's funny.
But hey, they are the best cats.
They are.
That's why it's hard for me to get rid of them.
So I have been on like an action movie streak. Yeah, for a little while. Kind of kicked off with Andrew put on Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome one weekend. I had not seen that movie, I think, since I was probably a kid, I guess. And I'm thinking at your house, like when he was watching it, and then I watched bits and pieces, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, it's like everything I remembered. I just feel like I remember being at the Gentry house with the Mad Max movies.
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny.
My family was big into that. Mad Max.
They were. I watched Fast and Furious 6. I've still been on my little journey of the Fast and Furious franchise.
I thought you finished it. I didn't realize you hadn't finished it.
No, I never finished it. I had like watched the first 3 and then I got kind of like, and that was like years ago now. And then, damn. Yeah. And then I was like, oh yeah, I started those and I never never continued. So then I watched 4 and 5 like the last I think year and a half maybe. And so and then I just watched 6 this week. I actually like 6. I think 3 and 6 so far have been my 2 favorites. Yeah.
Did they have Paul Walker in them?
3 did not have Paul Walker. That is why it's my favorite. And 6 had him in it, but he was kind of less of the main in this one. So I think that again, it was more of The Rock and Vin Diesel, and Michelle Rodriguez comes back in this one. And I like Michelle Rodriguez. I
do too.
So there was some stuff that I wasn't expecting like to happen in that one too. So I gave that one, I think I gave it like 2.5, 3, as opposed to most of the like 1.5, 2 ratings that I've been giving these films.
No, I haven't seen not one of that franchise.
Yeah, no, I do. Like, I can see why people got into them, for like the kind of movies they are.
I'm just not into cars like that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, it's fine. And like they're almost such crazy things, like they're like kind of fake almost. Like some of it is real stunt drivers and real stuff happening, but then some of it is just like crazy CGI stuff. So to me, that just kind of takes what the fun of those kind of stunt driving movies are,
Oh, the CG, yeah.
Totally. Yeah, it's so excessive. I also watched, and this is going to be funny because I realized I never actually watched it, and it was Snakes on a Plane.
You've never seen it?
I never actually seen it. I knew get these motherfucking snakes off this motherfucking plane or whatever. Like it was in the zeitgeist or whatever, and it's such pop culture. But I realized I never actually watched it.
I've seen it a couple of times.
I was anticipating it to be kind of like some of the crazy comedy movies of the early 2000s, like Soul Plane, or the really like kind of campy or outlandish kind of stuff, like cheesy comedy. And then I realized that's not what it was at all. It was basically like Anaconda, like the original Anaconda. Like it wasn't meant to be funny.
Yeah.
But it kind of ended up that way a little bit. But they're playing it pretty straight. Like I was not anticipating that. So it was.
That's why I think I liked it more.
Yeah,
it
made me enjoy it. I was like, you know what? I like Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah, because I loved Anaconda.
And it was completely unexpected. Like, I thought it was going to be like a joke movie the entire time, and it wasn't. I was like, whoa. I was like, this is, it's like Lake Placid and Anaconda, like any other like creature feature, basically.
Right.
And I love a good creature feature. So, of course. Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm on board. I like this movie. And I also watched Baywatch, since I had kind of been watching The Rock and everything.
Oh, I loved Baywatch. I thought it was hilarious.
I hated it.
Really? I thought it was hilarious.
No, I thought it was so not funny. I was like, oh, they're just trying so hard to be funny, and it's not funny.
I thought it was funny. I watched it when it came out. What year was that?
I don't even know. I didn't pay attention to the release date on it, but I mean, it had some funny parts, but like, it just felt like it was like trying too hard to spoof Baywatch. Like it's almost like what I was anticipating for Snakes on a Plane. You know what I mean? And like that kind of humor. And then Baywatch, I did now assume it was going to kind of be like that. But yeah, I thought it was dumb. It was just really, but I thought Baywatch was dumb, like the TV show, like all of it's dumb to me.
Oh yeah. Like I thought the TV show was dumb for sure. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it came out in 2017, so that's almost 10 years ago now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I didn't really enjoy that one that much. I'll never watch it again.
Well, now I have to watch it again.
It's on the Plex. We've also been doing our Sunday morning cartoons. I've mentioned that. And we started a new one now. We're doing Superman, the animated series. And oh, it's so good. I forgot how good it is. So I highly recommend that one. It was kind of the one that I believe that I grew up on. Like, I think it was on, I don't remember what station it played on, but it was in the like mid 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, it was that one. Love it.
Love it.
Love it. And then I'm still reading that damn ACOTAR series, trying to get through it.
Yeah, I haven't read any more recently because I've been busy.
No, I've been trying to do a new habit in the evenings when I have like more downtime or whatever, is I drink like a cup of my like nighttime like lavender chamomile tea, and then I read my book.
I love that. Do you do that in bed?
Sometimes in bed or sometimes on the couch, like, and I have just depending on how lazy I am.
I feel you.
So that's been kind of nice. But yeah, that's how I've been surviving. Yeah, the heat too, because definitely not doing outside activities. We even kind of canceled our camping trip because we knew it was just going to be so hot. And we've had some freak thunderstorms too. And I just don't want to be stuck out in that. I want to enjoy the long weekend that we took.
Right.
So we're trying to get through the dog days of summer, and that will lead into our Jaunty Adventure September. Remember, this was a theme that we were going to do last September, but my husband had a pretty major surgery. So we delayed recording that month, and we're going to redo it. Why not? And actually get there. Because I believe I did watch Wild America because I did want to watch it that badly. But I was so stressed out during that time, I kind of vaguely remember it still. So it'll still work out, I think.
You're like, I forgot it already.
Yeah, I forgot it already. And then we'll also be doing Adventures in Babysitting, which was a really fun favorite from both our childhoods as well. And we're going to go ahead and give you a little teaser of the spooky season. And we're going to do a rural horror.
Rural horror.
Rural horror.
Inspired by 30 Rock.
Yeah, with a rural horror.
It's so funny. I totally forgot that we had even talked about that until I saw it on the Google Docs.
Yep. I wanted to go ahead and give that little teaser. I will announce though the actual picks on our next episode. So in this episode, we watched 1983's Cujo. It was directed by Louis Teague. The screenplay is by Don Carlos Dunaway and Barbara Turner. It was based on Cujo by Stephen King. It was produced by Robert Singer and Daniel H. Blatt. It's starring Dee Wallace, Daniel Hugh Kelly, Danny Pintaro, Ed Lautner, and Christopher Stone. Cinematography was by none other than Jean de Bont.
Oh, nice. I know that name.
Yeah, you do. It was edited by Neil Travis. The music was by Charles Bernstein. It was released on August 12th, 1983.
Almost my birthday, but I wasn't born yet.
Right around. Yep. Year later, we'd get you.
Yeah. Get you.
The running time is at that sweet spot, 93 minutes.
Yeah, that was nice.
Mm-hmm. The budget was $6 million and the box office was 21.2. So it did okay. Gonna get into the fun facts for you. One, there is actually a documentary that was called Dog Days, The Making of Cujo. So go check that out on YouTube if you would like to, see behind the scenes about the creation of the film. I also wanted to talk about, of course, we like to do, if something is based on a book, I like to try to find out, what differed. So the director did choose to omit the supernatural undertones that are in the book because the novel does imply that Cujo himself might be the reincarnation of a human serial killer.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
So that's like almost some Chucky kind of vibes, of like...
Yeah.
Of a serial killer like going into...
I read that book when I was like in high school.
This is one of the books I've never read. I think because I liked the movie so much, I didn't want it to like sway my perception of it.
I'm kind of glad they didn't put that in there. I liked it the way it was better.
Yeah. He said that he toyed with the concept and like with some visual effects, some things with the closet. I think that also was supposed to be an element, was just some supernatural elements in general, and maybe an otherworldly force that was lurking in Tad's closet. And the director said, just all of it came out very hokey. And he was like, no, we're not doing this.
Yeah. I mean, you know what vibe I got from it is when he said, how'd the monster get out of my closet? I felt like it was going with the vibe that the little boy he knew that was going to happen, like a premonition.
Maybe. I just took it to be that for in the film, like, because I had no, knowledge of the book. For me, I took it as he was a big old scaredy baby boy. Like,
I mean, he was little.
But I think that was the thing. Yeah, like he was just a scaredy cat, just one of those kids where he thinks there's a monster in there. He's scared. He needs this constant like reassurance, like one of those kids. Like that's how I just took it as. I'm like, oh, he's just big old crybaby.
Oh, that's so funny. Because I was like, if my closet door opened on its own like that, I'd scare the shit out of me now as an adult. I'd be like, what the fuck? I'd probably text Dave and be like, I need you to come in here right now.
No, I guess, it's definitely two different perspectives.
I'm a big old scaredy cat baby too, apparently.
A big old scaredy cat baby. So there was a stunt woman named Jean Coulter who stood in for Dee Wallace, the main woman, the mom, Donna. And she was in a scene and was acting alongside the Cubby was the trained dog. They used multiple dogs, by the way. And this particular, because each dog kind of had like a particular trick they were good at or for what they needed. So this particular one was taught to lurch forward whenever the stunt woman, Jean, would lunge towards him. So they nailed an important shot on a very first take. And Wallace is quoted, hearing, "Oh, we heard cut, got it." And Jean was really excited that her and the dog were able to complete the shot in like one take. And so in her excitement, she like jerked forward again and it made the dog lunge and it bit off the end of her nose.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So Jean Coulter was rushed to the hospital. They had to reattach the like nasal flesh. And
Jesus.
Yeah. So I was like, oh shit. So there really was like a rabid dog. And this had been the second time she had been harmed on a shoot. She also was a stunt woman on Jaws 2. And there was a flare gun mishap and it made her wig ablaze and she lost all her eyebrows and eyelashes.
Shit.
So this poor woman has literally like shed blood, sweat, and tears in the name of Hollywood. So got to give it to the stunt lady.
Just don't think that's worth it.
I know, really got attacked by a dog. Apparently, Saint Bernards are also known to not be like the greatest dogs to train. Like, I guess it's supposed to be pretty difficult. So that is also one of the reasons why there were so many of them working, because like I guess only certain ones could do certain things and they're not that great at it.
That's scary, because what does that mean for a dog that size if it's difficult to train?
I don't know. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think maybe they were saying training like this kind of stuff. Like, like maybe because they did say like at one point they thought of using like I think it was some kind of Labrador or like a golden retriever for some scene that they were gonna do, because it was gonna be more shadowed and everything. And that dog like was just more easily trainable to do these like tricks and stuff. I think like don't quote me. I didn't like super research actual Saint Bernard breeds. Just about the Saint Bernards they worked with, but they ended up not doing it because it so didn't look like a Saint Bernard.
Right.
And then other scenes, they actually had like a man in a Cujo suit, essentially, which there are pictures you can see, and it is kind of terrifying looking. This man in a giant,
I forgot about that,
like dog Cujo suit. Yeah. All of that kind of stuff. So yeah. So they got creative. There was even like an animatronic one for different scenes as well. And the stuff that they put on that poor dog, I mean, it was a little bit of everything, like some of the white stuff was like egg whites, like almost like whipped egg white.
Yeah, like meringue.
Yeah, like meringue. Like, they're just using nasty stuff that those poor dogs and the costumes and everything, just gross. So,
and this was in the 80s. So were they really that cautious with the animals?
They were, actually.
Okay.
That was okay. So that was a concern as well because of the nature of the film. I mean, the dog is the villain.
Yeah.
So the director of photography in that documentary I was talking about, they say most audiences, like when it comes to violence against humans and other people, like they're able to distinguish, I'm watching a movie, like this is fake, like, there's a stunt person, this and that. But yes, when it comes to audiences watching people interact with animals, it's a whole different ball game. Like we are more judgmental as the audience if you harm an animal on film as opposed to a person. Because there's always that also like, oh, was the animal really hurt? Like kind of thing. We know the person probably wasn't really hurt. So that's why there is one scene, the big scene in the film when she's like attacking him with the bat. You'll notice there's never like a faraway scene, a long shot where you see her physically hitting the dog. It's one from the dog's perspective and then kind of from her perspective, and never shall the two meet.
Yeah, or it shows like the dog getting up from falling down.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And so that was how they were able to capture that without making you as the audience start feeling for the rabid dog.
Right. Yeah, because if you saw a woman beating a dog with a bat, you'd be like, "Oh," even if it was rabid.
Exactly. Like, even if you know her child's about to die in a car, you're like, "Oh no, not Cujo."
I know. It's like he was loved at one time.
Exactly. He was this good boy before.
I know.
So yeah, exactly. That's how you would feel. So that's why they filmed it that way, because they also knew that. Cujo itself, from the book, Stephen King apparently did come up with this name from what everyone can kind of determine. Yeah, the name didn't really exist before that anyone could find, like culturally, otherwise, or anything.
That's kind of cool.
It also was the first film and kind of book that used the town of Castle Rock that Stephen King had created. He's used it in 4 others. It was the backdrop of Stand By Me, The Dark Half, Needful Things, and the other 1983 release that year, The Dead Zone. And later, as we know, there was a whole TV show, Castle Rock, with one of the gods. So that I was into it. I was enjoying it, but I believe it got canceled, or
did it?
Or I quit watching it. I can't remember. Just something happened, and like I kind of just like lost focus. Maybe
I think I forgot about it because I was watching it too, but I don't even remember how far I got into it.
Yeah, so I guess it wasn't that good, but
it was. I don't even remember, to be honest with you. No. I do. It had like the dementia lady, right? Was that in Castle Rock?
I think so. And the one girl who was watching across the street, because it's like the house that he had lived at. And then he was in that prison forever. And then I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Don't ask me.
I can't dance. Don't ask me.
So surprisingly, this film was not filmed during summer at all. It was actually cold as hell. For a lot of the times they were filming, and they're supposed to be looking hot and everything. So again, in that documentary you can watch, Dee Wallace talks about, like how cold they were during certain scenes and how they're actually supposed to be like unclothed, like to show how hot they're supposed to be, like the little boy is supposed to be basically in his underwear, like, she's full tank top and like, they're trying not to sweat to death in this car. But in all reality, that was like Karo syrup and stuff. Like, ugh. And I guess she said they used something like some kind of glycerin, I guess, like to also that looks like sweat. She says she hates it. And the poor little boy is like basically, and like I said, in his undies. So she was telling them like, hey, we have to get like heaters like in this car, like, to keep us warm. Mm-hmm. She was like, this little boy is just gonna, be way too cold. And so they did put like little mini space heaters like where they could. But then there was a noise issue. So they had to turn them actually off while they were filming. And then just in between the shoots, hurry up and pop it on and warm up. But it was a hassle, so it was still a lot. Jean Debont, how also they were able to get these kind of shots in this car is they did have multiple cars and like each one was kind of maybe cut up a different way. So he was capable of getting different shots and stuff. And that's how they were able to make it feel so claustrophobic still. Mm-hmm. And like they were within it, which I feel like is very similar theme kind of to Underwater that we just watched as well, and how they kind of filmed inside the suits and stuff that we talked about.
Right.
So very similarly, the one scene when they're in the car and it was like that 360. Do you remember that one with the dog and the kids like screaming and she's like yelling at him right before and stuff, like, because he's not doing well. And so how he did that was they cut a hole in the roof of the car. Mm-hmm. And then he made like his own little device thing that he was able to like spin the camera in the 360.
Nice.
But then he's kind of basically doing the shot blind because he can't like have his head in there while he's doing this and then with the camera and stuff. So he had to like get creative and like really know their location, like while he's above it to where that's when the camera would like, stop for a moment or, whatever. And so it's real interesting how they were able to do it. This is why I like these kind of movies is because of what it took to make it, like, right. It's so interesting.
Especially at that time, like how in the like creativity.
Yeah,
so like,
exactly.
Whatever it takes to get that shot,
Yeah. So like so much effort is put into it.
Yeah.
Even Dee Wallace, she actually pushed to keep part of that scene when she's like freaking out and yelling and stuff and like, oh, wake up and all this stuff. And like at first when they did the scene and they all watched it with the dailies and stuff, they thought it was too much. Like they thought they were going to turn the audience maybe almost against her, of like, and she was like, absolutely not. Like, she was like, any parent in this world has lost their shit in front of their kid, basically.
Right.
At least once, it happens. And also like, she was like, I'm not even mad at the kid, really. It's like, I'm, upset and there's the emotion and the anger about the situation and her trying to like, it's her panicking and trying to wake the kid up at different times and stuff, so like, right. She was like, a parent's going to understand that, like, and even people who aren't parents are going to see that she's just panicking, and so she pushed for it and they did end up keeping it. And it's like some of the most impactful scenes of the film, Are
you saying when she was like, I'll get your daddy?
Yeah. All of that. So yeah, all of that. Yeah. When she's like, and they're like, oh God, but it's like, no, she's like, she's full on breaking down as well. Like, so it's a great scene. And then I was genuinely curious if the boy had been traumatized filming this movie, because
the acting on this little boy, man,
he genuinely, I was like, they really scared the shit out of him. Like, there's no way this kid was just acting. Like,
right.
They had to have like actually traumatized this kid, was what I was thinking, to elicit that kind of reaction out of him. Mm-hmm. And no, turns out, no, he's not traumatized at all. He's done interviews and everything where he's like, no, he has good memories of doing the film. He just remembers playing with nice dogs and the animatronics and like, him playing pretend.
Well, that's good.
And I was like, good for him, man.
I'm like, then his acting was just that good.
Yeah, because I was like, I was genuinely concerned for you. Like, it took me almost out of the film because he was so good. And I thought maybe they really Yeah, like it was the 80s. Like I wouldn't put it past him to traumatize a child for a scene.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing with like the traumatizing thing, because I was like watching it, I put myself in the situation and I was like, I just cannot imagine as a mother
watching your kid act like that.
Being that terrified. Yeah.
So good on him. And Dee Wallace, even again in this documentary, talks about how she was like, I could not have asked for like a better child actor to work with. Like she said he was that good, you know, like,
you know who he is.
I looked up his stuff and I can't remember though. I didn't feel like it was anything that stood out.
He's the kid from Who's the Boss?
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. Like I vaguely remembered.
Oh, I used to watch a shit ton of Who's the Boss. We love Tony Danza.
Oh.
Because his name was Tony. Hello.
Oh, duh. So yeah, that was some of the fun facts. Like I said, got most of that from that documentary, as well as a couple of websites on Google. Google. I believe one was like Cinema Blend. And with that, Jess is going to take it away with the Google summary.
If you loved Beethoven as a kid, you won't after watching this. Stephen King traps a mother and son in a broken Ford Pinto on a hot summer day with a rabid 200-pound St. Bernard as a bloodthirsty gatekeeper. And that's it. The end.
Accurate.
Yes. Cut.
All right. So what were your memories of this film? How long's it been? What were you expecting getting back into it?
It's probably been at least 15 to 20 years since I've seen this movie. Mm-hmm. My memories of it are the dog getting his head in the hole, getting bit by a bat, and them being in the car and the dog being around them. And that's it.
Yeah.
Which is the whole relevant parts of the movie.
I had not seen it longer. I mean, it'd probably been like, how old am I now? So maybe like 20, 25 years.
Oh, damn.
Like this movie literally was one I mainly watched during my actual like childhood. Yeah. Which I know just seems bonkers. I feel bonkers sharing that information, but like,
I only watched it mostly with you.
Yeah. But I was mostly a kid. Like, okay, like maybe I just still feel like I didn't watch it much as a teenager. Like I kind of got into like other horror. So like this was like the beginning of my love of like horror movies, kind of like,
and this is pretty tame.
I do. I feel like this is a good intro for, I guess this sounds fucked up. I don't know. Like I don't have a child, so don't worry guys. I'm not traumatizing any children, but I feel like this is a good intro horror for children to get into. Because it
has a happy ending.
Yeah, like it does have a happy ending. Oh, which before I even go any further, let me just say, in the book, the kid dies. Like it is not, it is a fucked up ending in the book. Okay. And that
sounds more like Stephen King.
Exactly. Yeah. I left out the most important fun fact.
You're like, fun fact. The kid dead in the book.
Dies in the end. Yeah. From dehydration and the heat stroke and everything. Like totally dies. Yeah. Obviously they didn't do that in this, because it makes the most sense. Everyone would have been so mad.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I mean, they do it later again in The Mist. Like, I believe, don't they kill him in the movie?
And in the movie, he kills everybody in the car and before he can kill himself, the army arrives.
Yes. And I believe in the book, it didn't happen that way. It wasn't. Yeah, I think it was. So, yeah, I thought that was funny because I remember Andrew mentioning that to me. Anyway, I think it's a good intro horror film for a younger audience. Not everyone would, because obviously there is like sex scenes and stuff, but I didn't remember that part. Okay.
Oh, was there? They didn't really show anything.
Not really like show anything. Well, implied. Apparently there was
her underwear back on.
Yeah, there was one recorded and they were like, no, we can't have this in there. They thought it took away.
There's no reason.
Yeah. So as a kid, though, I just remembered Scary Dog, like having to survive it. And as a kid, it was like the fun kind of horror, you know, the kind where you're like, ooh, and you want to like be under the covers and kind of put up to your face and like, but
jump
you know,
scares.
it's the fun scare. Yeah, exactly. So, and that's my memories of it, because I was babysat a lot by one of our aunts, and she's kind of the person who I feel like really helped like grow my love of like horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is one of the first ones, like this and Addams Family. Like these are two of the earliest movies I watched. So I think that really had a lot to do with my preferences.
I love Addams Family.
Yeah, like I think that was the first movie I saw in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, and then this is like one of the first movies I remember like actively rewatching like as a child and requesting it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's my memories. I do specifically remember the fog scene, very much so. That like really stuck in my head with him and the thing, and then the little boy, because that was his owner, you know, was that little boy, and he made the active decision not to attack him because he still loved him, and that was the moment he was still like Cujo, their dog, and I just remember that sticking out.
Well, because he wasn't like fully rabid yet.
Yes, yeah. And then, of course, I do remember, just being stuck in the car and the screaming and like the dog, like, rah, 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 like at the windshield, like specifically that one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I remembered because it'd been that long. So, yeah, I was pretty surprised during certain, like, I was like, oh, damn, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. So with that, we'll just get into it. My first note was Holy Memories Unlocked, the very intro credits in that red font. Like deja vu, like in that moment, like or like a flashback, whatever you want to call it. Like I just was in that moment, I was taken back to a very specific time in my life.
Yeah. Like I remember sitting here watching this intro.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like you said in the summary, he gets bit by a bat. He's a farm dog out there having some fun, chasing some rabbits around, gets his big old St. Bernard head stuck in like a stump thing.
I think it was like an underground, like
or underground cave, like kind of thing, or just where bats are hanging out, and they bite him right on his nose.
Because he's barking, and like that probably sounds really bad to them.
Yes, I would assume so. Yeah, so we get that. And then the next thing we know, we go into this family. We're meeting a wife and a husband, and there's a child. And then there's a guy who seems to maybe be a handyman of some kind or something. He renovated something of theirs or something. And then you already get the weird energy. She's being weird around him. And I was like, oh, why is she being weird with this guy? Because apparently I had no recollection. Like, so yeah, it was a subplot.
No, I didn't either. No idea.
So it turns out the wife is cheating on her husband with this guy who I guess she calls later, like what did she call him?
The local stud.
Local stud.
And I was like, he's the stud?
I know.
Ew.
And this is why we're going to throw this in. She was actually married to that guy in real life. That was her real life husband.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, yeah, we get this information. And later that night, she's back at home with her family. And then the husband is like, guess this marriage has ran out of conversation. Maybe we should have another baby. Like,
yeah,
ew.
That was weird.
I know, it was weird. And then it's like you almost can kind of feel like, well, I guess this is why she's having the affair. Like, he just seems to like come home and just like judge her. And at that point, he didn't have any inkling she was having an affair at that point. So like, no. I feel like, so I'm like, you're just being kind of rude. Like,
well, and then she didn't want to have sex. So obviously she's having an affair.
Yeah.
I mean, she was, but she's like, no, thank you. I've already had it today. Good night.
Yeah. And they set up as well, like, without having to say it, they like show everyone being like real sweaty, you know? So they're already trying to imply like it's hot. It is summer.
Hot in the city.
So this is where we're going to go. The setup is basically he's looking for a mechanic there in his fancy Jaguar car that he drives. And he's going to go get his tire fixed. And one of the guy tells him, oh, you're going to have better luck. Try this other guy who's like 7 miles out of town or whatever. Camber, was that his name? Camber. And he's like, go head up Camber down the road. He'll hook you up. So he finds them. And yeah, he's like, okay, cool. Ends up helping him. This is when they first meet Cujo. So this is when I believe he was first bit, and they're a little wary of him, but that's when, he's still, he's not like fully infected yet.
Yeah, that like just happened, I think.
Yeah. So either way, he gets his shit fixed. Then it shows them back at home. You find out the dad is like in marketing, and he's doing this serial marketing bullshit. Then you find, I just thought this was a funny, like I said, subplot with it is like the cereal's gone bad. It's making kids like throw up and poop like red dye. I was like, red dye number 5.
Yes. I was like, oh, here it is when it started, 1983.
So he's like lost this big account. He's kind of told his wife that, and he's like complained about it. And then so far they've showed him being like hit or miss. Like they showed him being really good with his son.
Yeah.
And being a good dad.
But if you're a good dad, then you provide a reliable transportation for your wife who's traveling with your son.
Yes, this is where we're going to go back, because she does go and try to end. She's basically goes to end her affair and says, like, I have this wonderful family and blah, 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 blah. And like, I don't need to be wasting on the local town stud or whatever. And he's like, well, okay, then fine, kind of.
What I loved was he was like, whatever. And then as soon as she left, he like threw back those covers and like hauled ass out the door like a little bitch.
How dare she?
I was like, this is why you don't have an affair. It always, that shit, like men always get clingy.
Oh yeah. I'm like, you're upping your chances of being murdered as a woman.
Yes.
Like you already have a high enough chance of picking one man and that man possibly killing you. If you're fucking around with 2, I just feel like you doubled your chances of being murdered by one. So she ends up coming home. But at this point, the husband, I believe, had driven by, had seen her car at his place. And she had got home, picked up her kid later, I think. And he's kind of trying to like poke, like, oh, where have you been? Blah, 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 blah.
What have you done today?
Yeah. This is okay. So this was like red flag number 1. As she's like, oh, nothing. I was doing this. I get that he might be a little pissed at her or thinking, oh, she's, like fucking the tennis instructor or whatever. Cause they show them like the tennis instructor, like kicking his ass and like almost enjoying it. Cause he's probably like, oh, I'm kicking your ass in tennis and I'm fucking your wife,
Oh, they play like that was the same guy he played tennis with, huh?
Yes. Yeah. Gross. So that's what I'm saying.
What an asshole.
Yeah. So that guy's an asshole, but then this guy's kind of an asshole too, though. Cause I'm like, he sits there and it's just like, Tad, come get the groceries. Like, that's your job. That's your chore. And the dad's like, oh, don't worry about it. And then just makes her carry in all the groceries.
Right.
And I'm like, maybe you doing shit like this is what drove her into the arms of the tennis instructor. Like,
exactly. Like, how about you both help her carry the groceries in?
Yeah. And then also because the whole point is she's like, my car's acting up again. And in hindsight, we knew Pintos were like one of the worst made cars ever.
I know.
So her car's been kind of acting up and shitty. She's been telling him. And then now, like I said, his new account, this stuff happened with his job. So now he has to make sure that like he has to leave on a business trip. And then which
was his idea, by the way.
Yes. Which we find out later was his idea to like reconcile this account or whatever.
Having to go out of town for 10 days.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, I'll try to get it taken to Camber's, looked at before I go or this or that or blah, blah, blah. So like I said, either way out of it all. Okay. 1, why wouldn't you just leave the Jaguar with her then while you're going to be gone?
Drop you off at the airport or whatever.
Yeah. Or you go rent a car or something. Or I'm sure someone else in fucking town. Or maybe you don't. Maybe that's why you don't have any other male friends. I don't know. Maybe you're a dick to everybody. So he doesn't leave his wife. Like, again, this is like you have a child. Now, granted, she lives in town, it looks like they on a nice ass bluff, though.
I mean, that house is fucking huge.
Yeah. But like from the other angle, you saw there were like more houses across the street and stuff. So it's not like they're secluded. So I kind of like, okay, maybe he's like, okay, she can get rides into town. But still, that's just like, yeah, like you left your wife and kid without a working vehicle, essentially. And then I trusted that they're like, oh, And he's like, oh, I forgot. And she's like, oh, well, I'll just have to take it. No worries. It's 7 miles, like you said, or something. Like, oh, it's a short drive. And it's like, that's still 7 miles and your kid's really young. Like, what if the car didn't make it? What if it was going to take more time to get it fixed?
Right. Then what? How are they going to get home?
Then you expected Joe Camber to drive your wife back home? Like, I mean, the guy's a prick too.
Yeah. His wife is literally leaving his ass. That's what she's doing.
Yes, exactly. Yes, because they also imply that, like, she buys him something as kind of like a going away gift is what I'm assuming, to like put his guard down. And then because she won some lottery money and she's like, oh, I'm going to take the kid and we're going to go see my sister in Connecticut. But yeah, the way she's behaving, you're like, she's not coming back.
She ain't coming back. Taking her kid and getting the fuck out of there because he's an asshole.
Yeah, because then we find out Joe Camber is, he's all excited that she's leaving for like a week or two or whatever, 10 days or something like that as well. Because he's going to go off and gamble her some of her lottery money and go sleep with women and drink himself to death with his shitty friend Gary.
Yes. Who lives in literally a shithole.
Yeah, like a hoarding, dilapidated shithole.
He literally has a slop bucket of trash that he just throws in a pile.
Yeah.
In his yard.
Like, so all of the men in this are just trash. Yeah, so he leaves and she gets... Oh, I'm sorry. We left out a spot before that, though, is the dad goes and again picks the son up early, does not contact the mother, just walks out with his kid from summer camp, doesn't even tell any adults, by the way.
Doesn't tell anybody. I'm like, they don't know who they...
Yeah. Takes off with the kid. And this again is something where I'm like looking at him from a husband angle of like, okay. And then I'm like, she was home. This is supposed to be her time with the kid not there. So she might have been even getting stuff done or, whatever. And he's like, oh, I'm just going to check out the kid and bring him home early. Like, what if she had stuff that she was needing to get done? Now, granted, instead, the asshole came by because, again, he worked on something, a table or something or another that he was dropping off. But then he's like, basically tries to like force himself on her in the kitchen.
Exactly.
And she's like, no, like, obviously, like she had tried to end it.
She's like, in my fucking home?
Yeah. She's like, you're in my house. You're in my house. Like, fuck you. And then he like knocks over a glass of milk and everything spills into where it at least stops the moment. And thank God it does, because then the guy and the kid come home. And then he's even like, what the fuck? And then the guy's like, oh, I left your table, blah, blah. And then leaves all weird, oh, she dropped something, this and that. But then he basically like, are you? And she's like, yes. Like, so basically she admits she was having the affair with this guy.
I would have said, no, he tried to assault me.
Well, because that's what he did in that moment.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to know about anything else.
Yeah. So like I said, so then, like I said, about the car stuff. So whatever, like you can kind of see his, like she actively cheated on him. So yeah, she's a piece of shit too.
Right.
But again, I don't think he's helping his cause by like the stuff I'm seeing.
Yeah, right.
So like I said, he leaves. Yeah, she ends up getting there. And again, this is dumb on her part. I'm like, you guys should have this guy's number because he's obviously been doing work for you now at this point. And you're like, oh, this is going to be our mechanic or whatever. So yeah, she didn't call him at all and just shows up. And then the Pinto fucking breaks down.
And they're like, oh, thank God we made it here. And you're like, you have no idea.
Yeah, because at this point, Cujo has already killed Gary because he showed up at Gary's house.
And loud noises piss Cujo off.
They piss him the fuck off. So he literally like rips Gary's neck out. Really cool little death scene. Then Camber shows up because he's going to pick up his friends so they can go whoring around. He's hollering around looking through. And then Cujo, he sees like there's been something. He's like, oh shit. And he goes in the house, finds his homeboy dead. And then Cujo just shows up and is like, rah, rah, rah.
And he knows instantly. He's like, oh, fuck, you're rabid.
Yes. Like, and he's going to try to kill neither one of these men, who I want to point out are like the country living men, can get their guns out fast enough to shoot this fucking dog.
Right.
And why like, Gary had shut just the screen door and not his full front door. Went to get his gun.
His screen door.
I'm like, you kind of deserve to die.
You're like, Gary, you have a goddamn door. Like, at least make it a little bit harder for him.
So funny.
200 pounds coming at you.
Yeah. I mean, I would be, like I said, I found the first half is very slow in this film with this setup that we've talked about. And like everything we talked about is kind of like, oh, what is that? But really it has no bearing on the second part of the movie, you know, of them surviving Cujo. Like,
right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, doesn't really.
Yeah. It wasn't necessary, but I guess it added an extra layer just of why he was gone and why the husband, you know, isn't there and he's calling for them, but they don't know, you know, just maybe because, there was animosity between them. So maybe
he didn't even need that. Could have just said he was calling home for his wife and couldn't reach her in 2 days. So he came home.
Yeah, but I feel like it adds that extra layer of like, what if, because you're like, what if he's just like mad at her and then he doesn't care that she's not answering, or you know what I mean? Like it can add that extra element to it, perhaps.
It added an extra 45 minutes.
Yeah. So at this point, now we can go to, she pulls up and they break down and they do it quickly though. Cujo pops up and the side of that window when they're just chilling for a second, they have their window a little down.
Well, because no, a seatbelt's stuck. So
that's right. Yeah, because they're going to get out and go knock on the door and stuff. And like, he's just instantly, and that kid instantly screaming, which almost is kind of annoying. Thank God, like they do it, but they did not overdo it. Which I was very grateful for.
Yeah, because it was like high pitched. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like I said, he was thoroughly terrified and appropriately so.
Yes. Yeah. Where I was like, holy shit, this kid is scared as fuck. Which again, I thought with the other stuff, I was like, just to show like, this kid's already scared of like nothing. So imagine how scared he's going to be.
And like he said, his monster had yellow eyes and like curved fangs and teeth. And like Cujo had like yellow pus. The yellow pus.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like,
yeah.
So basically she's like, God, we're fucked right now. So she's like, no, he has to come home because she doesn't realize this guy is supposed to have been gone for a week, which doesn't matter because he's actually dead anyway.
Exactly. His wife ain't coming back.
We know the wife, isn't coming back. So she does like mention the mailman. And they do give us a shot of the mailman. He has like a whole bumper that he's going to like deliver or something. And then another postman's like, oh, wait, don't waste your time. Like, remember, they have a whole post notice. So this is what kills me, though, because I feel like she was thinking her husband was going to either way be at home. Mm-hmm. So I don't feel like she would have been the one to put a hold mail notice. So that means Joe Camber like went all the way to the post office and contacted them to hold his mail while he went on his little like fuck vacation.
I mean, they had phones in 1983. They could have called the post office.
Well, yeah, either way, that's what I'm saying. He just went through the trouble.
You don't even get your dog a rabies shot.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So he doesn't seem like the type. So that felt very convenient.
It totally was. Because I was like, who's gonna, why would nobody cares how much mail are you getting?
I know, and you're out in the country. Like they would just stack it on your like door after a while. I don't know. Either way, I was just like, okay, dumb. So then we just get like, I mean, it had to have been like a good solid like 20, 25 minutes of just them being terrorized in this car. Like they were getting hot. They were getting dehydrated. Like at different points, Tad like basically is almost going into seizures by the time it gets done because it's like what, two days, I think, by the time they show kind of the husband calling, it's been 2 days. And even calling Joe Camber's house. Like it's been 2 days. He's starting to be like, at first he thought, we're just mad at each other, kind of thing. And then it does show him, increasingly getting concerned and distracted while he's doing what he's doing. It showed her a few times trying to make some kind of effort, to get them out of the situation.
What pissed me off is when she first saw that bat and she didn't make an effort sooner to at least go grab the bat and go back to the car and at least have something for the next time she could get out and try to get to the house.
I agree. And I also think that as watching this, there is a part of me where I'm like, I know it's a big, scary dog, but if you're at a point where you're like, okay, this guy obviously isn't coming back or something also happened to him, whatever. Okay, one, Cujo breaks open the window at one point when the phone's ringing. I feel like any of those times when the phone was ringing and she was just sitting there and like the phone's going to quit ringing at a certain time. Time is of the essence. Like she should have went and grabbed the bat as soon as the first phone rang when Cujo ran over there, because then he would have been fully distracted in the moment, because then it was still going to keep ringing. Like, she always was waiting the moment too soon,
too late,
or too late. I'm sorry. Yeah. So like when he's distracted, and then they do kind of show him almost being a menace. Like he's like out to get them specifically,
which I'm like, I mean, rabies does make you go crazy. So I don't know how accurate that would be. I feel like he would have found something else to go terrorize at some point.
At some point, exactly. Yeah, like I had a hard time believing he would have stayed remotely in this vicinity. But again, it is his home, and if he's losing his mind or connect, you know, like this familiar. Is the thing maybe he's connected to. Possibly, yeah. But either way, yeah, it is kind of like, oh shit. But and here's another complaint I had. And again, where I'm like, this is either it's 1983, so I'm going to blame the husband. There was no tire iron in her car. Like, you have a hatchback, so you don't have an actual trunk. So she should have been able to get in the back of her little hatchback area, and she should have had a tire iron. Like, she shouldn't have even needed the bat necessarily. She should have already had, basically, in my opinion, multiple. Like, I have multiple weapons in my vehicle, so it's just so hard for me to fathom not having one kind of weapon in your car. Yeah.
I mean, I have a knife on me usually. Like, I have
a knife, I have a hammer, I have
I know I have a tire iron.
Like, yeah, like that's 3 things.
I have one of those things.
There.
It's like a hammer seatbelt cutter thing for emergencies.
Yes. You got me one of those.
I could crack a skull with that, I feel like.
Oh yeah, you could definitely crack a dog's skull with it too, especially. So yeah, that's my other big complaint of this movie, where I'm like, what the fuck? How are you so woefully unprepared in your vehicle? And I even have like protein bars and like beef jerky. And
I always have bottles of water left over in my car, rolling around on the floor.
Yeah. So I know. So I'm just like, this is where sometimes it pays off being a slight hoarder.
Slightly, yeah.
So now we have gone over, like, we're getting over into day 3 at this point, and they do show Mr. Local stud tennis man / rapist, him breaking into their home, which is batshit crazy. And then it shows him like fondling the knives. And I was like, oh dear God, what's he going to do? And so he goes and he just trashes their entire home and like cuts up their mattress and like, you know, takes all the stuffing out of everything and just goes ham. Which I'm like, well, okay, yeah, I guess you really wanted the husband to know if he didn't.
Yeah, but I was like, what a jealous little bitch. Like, that's such a jilted girlfriend thing to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. He was Kemp. That's his name, but Kemp. And at this point, the husband had been full worried by day 3, and he just dips out. Like, he even tells the guy, like, he's like, no, I have to go. Like, I'm sorry, like, whatever. And then the other guy's like, why don't you just call the cops? You know, like, get a welfare check. Like, maybe she doesn't want to talk to you, you know? And he's like, no, I'm going. Which thank God he does. So this is like, to me, his like redemption arc a little bit, though, to where I'm like, okay, he does seem to be the only person in this film who finally is like remotely concerned. And that's actually thinking more rationally. Even the cop that goes there and doesn't come back, the other cop's like, oh yeah, he's following up a lead. And he's like, nobody's heard from him yet. And he's like, no.
Exactly. Yes. Because that's what I was getting to, where I'm like, everyone is either so incompetent or just doesn't care. Because like, he comes home and he sees like this disaster in his home. So obviously he's like, oh my God, Kemp like kidnapped my wife and kid, you know? And of course you couldn't blame him. And then the cops show up and they are acting like laissez-faire about like the situation. He did it. Like, he has... Yeah, and he has every right to be like freaking out and concerned. And I can also understand a cop's perspective of like, oh, maybe he killed his wife and kid. But either way, y'all be doing something. Because even if you suspect that he did it, they're not placing him under arrest. They're barely asking him any question. And then, yeah, like they said, so he mentions, though, the car and everything, because they mentioned, they're like, oh, well, I think she might have just left with him because her car is not here. Like, they were still placing like she willingly left with her kid after a situation like this, which again, you know, the husband has like, obviously something's fishy. And I'm telling you, this is not normal or not something even she would do out of spite or if she was leaving me, you know, like, Because even in their moments of like dispute, she still was, like I said, always acknowledging how good he was with her kid. Like she never showed any animosity of like, I'm going to take the kid away from you. Like, you know, she wasn't coming across as like, you know, vindictive or that kind of like jilted, you know, like mom who wants to turn her kid against him. Like none of that was being brought to anyone's, like that wasn't brought up at all. So these cops are just fucking dicks. And one of them does say at least, so I'll drive over to Cambert's and check it out. And he does show up. And then again, this is one of those moments where I guess they were sleeping or whatever, but I'm like, as the mom, I understand the situation you're in, but you are the one that has to be hyper vigilant now, you know, or vigilant. You have to be hyper vigilant.
Well, that was after like, she got attacked too, though.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Because there has been at this point, but again, when she got attacked, why wouldn't you take off your heels?
That's what I was going to say. Why was she still wearing her heels
the entire time?
Fucking dumb.
Why wouldn't you have? I would have had those things taken off immediately.
And then the way she like got out and like looked under the car and then like, whoa, oh, like.
And that's again where I'm like, you should be hyper vigilant. Like you should have known Cujo was sleeping in front of your car. Like your eyes shouldn't be leaving that fucking dog because you should have been at every moment looking for that way to get out and get to the phone or get to that bat or, you know, something like
do something, bitch, anything. Even when she first started her car and they thought they were leaving, the way she casually like backed out and was like, fuck you, dog, and da da da. I was like, bitch, go. Like fucking floor it.
Yeah, I know, because this is like the climactic ending. So yeah, the cop shows up and the cop's getting out, and then he sees the car. He's about to go over there. And you know, then he
should have went to the car first.
He should have went to the car first, but he hears something. So of course,
he doesn't even have his gun drawn.
No, doesn't even have his gun drawn, just casually walking up. And of course, it's fucking Cujo, starts attacking him. He's like getting up on top of like an area in the barn, trying to get away. He ends up getting got. And again, in this moment though, because she wakes up, like she sees him when he's like initially first.
She doesn't run
attacked.
To the cop car.
Why doesn't she run to the cop car? I would have immediately, I've been like, oh, good. He's going to take the fall. Yeah. Sorry about it. But like, yeah, like you are my bait and distraction. I would hop in his car. I'm sorry. I would have also left the boy in the Pinto at that point, just because he can't move and you're not going to like, you need the help. Yeah. So like safely lock him in the Pinto, you know, have the door shut. Cause we know Cujo can't get in. The doors are like, you know, fucked up the way they are. So like get enough with that. And then run into the cop car and use the cop radio. Exactly. Like, and it's been so long since I saw this movie. I literally thought that's what was going to happen. So I'm like, take your moment,
No,
like that's like watching this. No, nothing. And instead, like Cujo does his business. And then he's still like trying to come out and attack her because that was when she finally gets out to like grab the bat at that point. Cause like the cop's been dead. Like I think the phone had rang again, maybe at another point, you know, and like, but again, so this time she just runs out there, knows he's there. She does get the bat. She beats him a few times. They do have the really, like I said, I did like all the camera work. I really like Joan de Bont's work in this. Like, I think this is part of what made this movie as much as good as I liked it, you know, of what I liked about it, I guess. And then he just kind of keels over on top of her.
Oh, because she stabbed him. The bat broke and then she had that shard or whatever. And then he jumped on her.
But again, she doesn't double.
That's what I thought she was going to do when she picked up the gun. I was like, why wouldn't you shoot him just to be sure?
Why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't you have shot
in the
him
head
that moment?
Yeah.
Like there's literally no other.
He's been tormenting you for 2 days straight. Your kid's about to die and you don't even have any anger towards this animal.
Yeah. Like, and also that's again, I'm like, you're not in a situation where you're like, I have to conserve my bullets. Oh, I'm being attacked by multiple things.
It's just this
like, no,
animal.
that was the thing. It was just that thing. Shoot it.
Always.
Shoot
double
it.
tap.
I don't. Because at this point, you know, it had rabies. Yeah. Like, so that's where I feel like I got to shoot this thing in the head. You know, like like that was where I'm sorry. That's where almost I'm like, Stephen King doesn't know women. Cause
for sure. Not a mom anyway. I'm like,
because I feel like most moms would have still shot that dog in the head just to ensure
and just out of spite.
Yes. Yeah, so she doesn't double tap him, and she's able to like get the kid out of the car. I think she had to break it open because she did have it shut at that point when she was trying to get the bat. Is able to get him into the house, throw him in the kitchen, just putting water on him and everything, trying to get him alive because like he's had like seizures and shit, like multiple at this time. And then lo and behold, she's like crying and screaming. Again, no one calls 911. Not even, she's not even remote. Like, I get you're wanting to like try to save them during that moment, get water in them, but you can do both. Yeah. And then we get one big last like jump scare because Cujo comes back fully
breaks through the window.
Attack her through the kitchen. Yep. Breaks through another window. And then she finally uses the fucking gun.
Yeah. Finally. And then of course the dad shows up after all the trouble is over.
Because like you mentioned, when that one cop didn't show back up, and like I said, no one else was worried about it, to where he's like, no, I'm fucking going out there. And I like how though everyone's like, oh, it's 7 miles, it's not that long, and he's in a fucking Jaguar, and it still seems to take him forever and a day to get there.
Yeah, they act like 7 miles is like 25.
Yeah, like I said, he acted like it was 2 at one point, and now they're acting like it's like twice as long. Yeah, like I was like, okay, whatever. And so, yeah, she's like coming out of the house at that point with their son, and he's like running up. He sees blood on the fucking door. He sees the cop thing. He knows the cop's like been like not there. Something's happened. And then she just comes out holding the kid, like, obviously distraught, covered in blood, her legs all fucked up. And then he just goes to grab the kid and then it freeze frames and it ends.
Yeah. And that's it. That's what I said at the end. Get the fuck out.
I was like, this movie was bonkers.
Yep.
It was, it was like what I remembered and also what I didn't remember, like.
Yeah, it's everything it was and everything it wasn't.
Yeah, it was everything I expected and everything I didn't.
What was your popcorn rating?
I give it 3 popcorn. 3? Still. I enjoyed watching it.
I gave it 2.5.
Still solid for me. I still found like the moments of Cujo, like terrifying, and they just made him so disgusting. And I was,
it pissed me off that towards the beginning that nobody in the family noticed how bad Cujo looked early on. They couldn't tell, like, hey, he's got this like infected wound on his nose. Can we at least treat it, even if you don't take him to the doctor?
Yeah, no, that's the whole theme of this movie, is people just being really like oblivious to a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's the running theme throughout. He was oblivious of his wife's affair.
Everybody's oblivious of Cujo.
Family's oblivious. Like, yeah, Cujo, like people are just like, like, I don't know. They all seem the least bit nosy, I guess. So I would watch it again. How about you?
Maybe in another 20 years.
Yeah, it'd still take me a little while. Again, I'm amazed why I would want to watch this over and over as a child.
I don't get it.
It will remain a mystery.
You must have been doing other things during the adult scenes.
I had to have been. And I'll be honest, I also remember watching this like going to bed, which sounds even crazier.
Well, it's probably because the first half would like lull you to sleep, and the second half would wake you up, and you'd watch it and be like, oh, okay, cool. Go back to sleep.
Yeah. And then probably, who knows? That had to have been it.
That's so funny. Or napping on the couch watching it.
Yeah. Like I said, remains a mystery. Well, that was Cujo. And as always, guys, you can find us at Film Gazers on the social medias. We have a link tree as well that you can find us. Check out our Instagram for a lot of this links and everything to get to the link tree and all of that good stuff. We have it's buy me a coffee, but we do buy us a popcorn if you'd like. That would really help us out if you'd like to support us in any way. And as we've been kind of harping the last few episodes, especially, if you could just give us an Apple review or even reviews on Spotify, wherever you're listening to us, and you can review us, we would greatly appreciate that. And on the next episode, remember, it'll be a new month, so a new theme, and that will be September and Jaunty Adventures.
We're going on a jaunty adventure.
Until then, time to hit the dusty trail.
Until next time.
Later taters. We did it.